Okay, here we go. So I'm going to call this meeting to order. We will have a moment of reflection. Three, I have a confirmation of the agenda. Is there any changes that anybody would like to see? If not, I have a recommendation that the council agenda dated December 17th, 2024 be approved as circulated. Moved by Councillor Corby, seconded by Councillor Bell. All those in favor? Carried. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Councillor Martin.
8.1, the pipe drain.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else? Councillor Vanessa?
On the capital projects, the Downey dump and proposed paving for line 29.
Thank you. Seeing no other, I don't believe we have a report of closed session on council. So we're moving to item 6, consent agenda. Would anybody like to see anything forward and discussed? There's quite a few of them there. Anybody? No? All right. We have a recommendation that the consent agenda items 6.1 to 6.28 be received for information, and that the regular and special council minutes of December 3rd, 2024 be adopted. Moved by Councillor Williams, seconded by Councillor Lewis. All those in favor? Carried. We are on item 7, public meetings, hearings, and delegations. Haley, I believe we have a presentation for us. Okay. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Councilors. I will be presenting zoning bylaw amendment 8-24 for lands municipally known as 3590 Perth Road 113 in the township of Perth South. Next slide,
Oh,
please.
sorry.
Sorry, we should probably open the public meeting.
Oh,
sorry.
My bad.
No, I forgot to give you your,
All right. So,
if we open up the public meeting,
all right.
do that motion.
So I have a recommendation that the council meeting be adjourned at 6:33 p.m. in order to convene a public meeting pursuant to section 34 of the Planning Act concerning an application for zoning bylaw amendments for the property located at 3590 Perth Road 113 in the township of Perth South. Moved by Councillor Williams, seconded by Councillor Martin. All those in favor? Carried. So now I am, so now we're at the application for a proposed zoning bylaw amendment to satisfy condition 9 of consent application B14/24. She can take it away? Or do I?
Yeah, if you
want
just
to
want to
announce?
introduce that, yeah.
Okay, so the application's name is Robica Farms Incorporated, and it's at Lot 7, Concession 5, Downey Road, Route 3590 Road 113.
So now it's me.
Okay,
Do you want to?
I will now ask the clerk to advise and confirm on the method and date of the notice given for this meeting.
Thank you, Mayor Orr. Notice was circulated by staff and a sign posted on the property as of November 26, 2024, as required under the provisions of the Planning Act, as well as being posted on the township website.
And I will now ask the planner to provide an overview of the application. Thank you, Haley. Sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
It's still new to me.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Can you just skip to the next slide, please? Thank you. So the subject lands are located west of Perth Road 113 and surrounding properties are primarily used for agricultural purposes. The subject property is designated as agriculture and natural resource environment in the county of OP, and the subject property is currently zoned agricultural and natural resource environment zone 2 in the township of Perth zoning bylaw. Next slide, please. The zoning bylaw amendment is required to fulfill a condition of consent application B 14-24 approved on July 31st, 2024 by the Perth County Land Division Committee to sever a surplus farm dwelling severance from a farm operation. The severed residential parcel is 1.21 hectares and includes a dwelling, 4 accessory structures, a pool, a private well, and septic. And the retained parcel is 19.6 hectares and contains a horse barn and paddock. The zoning bylaw amendment is required for the severed lands to recognize the residential and accessory uses on an undersized agricultural parcel and for the retained lands to prohibit any new residential development. Next slide, please. The zoning bylaw amendment aligns with the provincial planning statement and the County of Perth official plan addressing both the severed and retained lands. The severed lands will be rezoned from agricultural zone to special agricultural zone A1, permitting non-farm residential use, including a dwelling and accessory structures. The retained lands will be rezoned to special agricultural zone A-3, which prohibits new permanent residential development, ensuring the land remains for agricultural uses. In light of the foregoing, it is opinion of staff that the zoning bylaw amendment is consistent with the provincial planning statement and conforms with the County of Perth official plan. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
There's no applicant here or their agent wish to provide any additional information. See anybody on Zoom? I'll now ask the clerk to provide any comments received by circulated agencies and landowners.
Thank you, Mayor Orr. We received comments from Upper Thames and they had no objections to the application.
All right, is there any person in attendance who wishes to make any comments regarding the application? All persons are to state their name and address for the minutes. And do any council members have any questions regarding the application? Councillor Bell?
First question, does the horse paddock and horse barn have to go away or can they stay?
Through the chair, through the MDS guidelines, you're not required to require any setbacks or anything for existing livestock through a surplus farm dwelling seven, so they're able to remain as is.
Right, okay. Another question, Paul.
Yes.
There's an easement on, is that for the Bury Hydro there? Off, I think that's 29. Is that just for Hydro 1 purposes? Do they have an easement there?
Through the chair, yes, and that was completed through the consent application prior.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No, the applicant isn't here. So thank you for all of those in attendance for their input, and council will consider all the comments received for making a final decision on the application. So I'm adjourning the public meeting and reconvening to the regular meeting at 6:38. So now I have a recommendation that the public meeting pursuant to section 34 of the Planning Act concerning applications for zoning bylaw amendment for the property located at 3590 Road 113 be adjourned at 6:38. Adjourning the meeting, moved by Councillor Martin, second by Councillor Hess. And I have a recommendation that the Township of Perth South Council received a report dated December 17th, 2024, entitled Zoning Bylaw Amendment ZH 2024, submitted by Leanne McDonald on behalf of Robotica Farms Incorporated, care of James Nautorf, affecting land as concession 5W Part Lot 7 Gore, municipally known as 3590 Perth Road 113, and that the Township of Perth South approve zoning bylaw amendment ZH-2024. Moved by Councillor Bell, seconded by Councillor Corby. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you, Helen. And we are at item 8. Director of Public Service, Ken. So we have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor Orr. Council, we have the first report here is Director of Public Works update report. The staff was busy with that early December winter event. That's all melted away now. We are looking for another part-time seasonal operator. If anybody knows of anybody who might be interested, have them call me or give me a name, I can reach out to them. The one that we had didn't work out, so we're looking for that. And I've been helping Becky, our new temporary treasurer, with a bunch of stuff, and she's doing well, helping with a lot of stuff, so I've been busy with that and some other things. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for Ken? Councillor Bell?
Just want to say great job, public works staff. It was a lot of snow in a short amount of time. They did a great job. So well done.
Thank you. I'll pass that on. They didn't hear that. So.
No, I got some calls and it was good. So all was positive. So okay.
Councillor Gordon?
Not very often we're grading roads in December, but I'm glad they rode on line 14, today. It was pretty rough, so. Yeah, did a good job there.
Councillor Wilhelm, did you have your hand up or? Okay, sorry. All right, any more questions for Ken? If not, I have a recommendation that the Director of Public Works update be received for information. Moved by Councillor Wilhelm, second by Councillor Corby. All those in favor? Carried. And the report for the drainage superintendent.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Warren. Next report is Scott's update report. We've been working on a lot of stuff. I know I was talking to Brandon again today, and he is still working on this Carillia and hopes to have something to us soon. But he's been saying that for a little while, but I know he is working on it. He did have some questions. There was a bit of a concern with there's a high pressure gas main right in that area, so we've been dealing with Enbridge trying to get some information on that and to determine whether it needs to be relocated or what. So I think that's part of what he's been working on lately, but he is still working on it. But if anybody has any questions on anything in the Scott's update report, I'll try and answer.
Any questions? I should note, I had an update in my vehicle, and my vehicle now tells me where all the drains are.
Really?
My dashboard.
That's very helpful.
More information than I would.
Okay, I have recommendation that the drainage superintendent report be received for information. Moved by Councillor Corby, second by Councillor Bell. All those in favor? Carried. The award tender for the Spreel Mosher Drain.
Yes, thank you. This is results from the Spreel Mosher drain tender. So Streamline was the engineering and company involved in that. We had a very good turnout, bids received. And there was some pretty close bids. The low bid was from Van Bree Infrastructure. And in the letter here, Streamline is recommending that we accept the low bid for them to complete the work.
Anybody have any questions regarding that? If not, I have the council accept the recommendation from Streamline Engineering and award the tender for the Spreel Mosher Drain to Van Bree Infrastructure in the amount of $41,881.40 plus HST. Moved by Councillor Bell, second by Councillor Vanessa. All those in favor? Carried. The report for the 2025 capital budget. Oh, I'm sorry. So the award tender for the Pike Drain.
Yes, thank you. This is another drain tender that closed for the Pike Municipal Drain. And there was some good bids received on it as well. Not quite as many, but it's a bit of a bigger project, more in scope for some of the drainage contractors. The low bid was from Robinson Farm Drainage and Headway, the engineering company that had done work on that report. They're recommending award to Robinson for that work.
Any questions for Ken? Councillor Vanessa?
Just wondering, when we had the quarter revision, it was quite a contentious quarter revision for that drain. There was some discussion with the engineer to change possibly up at the top end, some of the drain. Do you know if anything was done on that, Ken?
Yes, that's some minor changes were made at the line 29 crossing. Yeah, so we took that as direction and.
Okay.
And that's incorporated.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions? If not, I have a recommendation that the council accept the recommendation for Headway Engineering to award the tender for the pipe drain to Robinson Farm Drainage Limited in the amount of $253,000, $895 plus HST. Moved by Councillor Williams, seconded by Councillor Vanessa. All those in favor? Carried. Councillor Martin, you're welcome to come back. Thank you for stuttering away. Okay, so now I'm at item E, the report for the 2025 capital budget and projects for approval to the tender early.
Yes, thank you. Last report here is, I've gathered up all the projects, that are proposed in the 2025 budget, capital works. So that's included in the package there with the information sheets that comes along with them. Some of the projects, they're flagged within that as carry forward from 2024, specifically like some of the drain projects, for works that haven't been completed yet. The funds have been collected, and so that work is just going to be included in this as a carryover for the work to be completed in 2025, along with all the new projects for 2025. As part of this, the reason for getting this in front of council, I guess, was some of the roads related capital projects. We'd like to get approval to tender, get the tenders out and get some prices back on that work. Specifically, some of the paving and recycling work, Perth County is planning on having a tender go out in January that we'd like to be part of. Combined with them for some of that recycling paving work to get some good pricing based on the projects, the scope and the quantity, and as well on some of the bridge projects. Because the bridge contractors get busy quick and their timelines for work and the engineering that's required to get that out attended. I think it'd be prudent to try and get those projects going, getting ready as well. For the projects that are out early, results would come back to council for final approval. You know, with the low bid awards or the pricing that's submitted by the contractors. And if anybody has any questions on anything in the report, I'd be happy to try and answer.
Any questions, Councillor Corby?
So, to put the second code on line 4 is approximately 560,000. Is that correct? Am I reading that right on the next page?
Correct, yes.
I know that's a long stretch, but that's probably the only road we're putting a second code on this year.
Yeah, that's the only one included in the budget for this year. As well as recycling and then putting a surface code on the line 29 work.
Okay. I just wondered if there was room to do any more top coating if the price is right, but guess we won't know that.
Yeah, I have in my 5-year plan, there's a bunch of roads that are coming up for the second coat on. Some of them are just down here, I know.
I was just wondering if it's 561 to put the second coat on. The reconstruction of line 4 wasn't over, like, was it? I forget the price of it. Do you remember what it was?
No, I'm not gonna guess at that.
No.
I might be off of it.
Okay.
Councillor Wilhelm?
If we go ahead with the repaving of line 4, will they be able to take some of the rough spots out with the new asphalt, or is it there forever?
It should be able to create an improvement. I think you may feel still some of the stuff, but it should smooth out. It should be improved smoothness anyway. I wouldn't say it will be 100% better, but it should be.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. And like depend which contractors as well.
My question on line 4 as well, would it, I mean, if you're obviously putting in your report, so you're advocating for it to be done next year, would it be better for it to settle one more year before we put a top coat on, or what were your thoughts?
I would expect the settlements, cause, the settlements to be concerned about would really be only on some of the culverts that we replaced. And, that's one of the reasons why we wait one winter to have any settlements. Here, some of the roughness isn't all necessarily just settlement. But I think, yeah, waiting one winter is the reason why we would prefer the service till next year.
So you're saying it'll be all settled and everything will be good next summer?
Should do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it says, intersection 125, up here. How far does that span? They just, instead of just doing the road, they do.
Yeah, so it's included with the line 29 work. That's basically the intersection of the flares at 125. There's, some pavement goes a little bit further back than normal, kind of goes back to the south, there's a bridge there. So it's basically what's paved now, just to, redo it.
Okay. Thanks.
Councillor Corbin, did you?
What happens to the holdback on the new floor? Does that go against the paving price here?
No, council released the whole, we released the whole.
Oh, did we release it?
Yeah.
So, sorry,
Yeah.
so we're gonna bid with Perth County, or like we're going in with Perth County tender.
That's the intention, yeah, to get it done. Quantity replacing.
So it's out of our hands who gets the project if we're with the county, I guess.
To some extent, we still have the opportunity to accept it or not.
Councillor Wong?
We still have, the lowest, tenant may not be accepted, right? And we have an out.
Further questions for him?
Sorry, I have
Go
one
ahead,
more.
yeah.
So, at the end of the day, it looks like we're around 1.6 in capital projects. Am I reading that right? At the end of the day,
Net from a levy of 1,568.
yeah. So I guess every year I think that if we keep our capital projects in a certain range, it's easier on the levy. And I always thought, something around the 2 million or so seemed to be a good number, but we do fluctuate quite a bit from like 1.8 to 2.4, 2.5, which makes it a little hard on the levy, but you certainly don't want to fall behind on some of these projects either. Just catches up with you over time. So that's what I was wondering about, any more top coating, if there's room to, but we don't know where the budget's gonna land though yet, so it's pretty preliminary.
Yes, through the chair, so, these projects that you're looking at are just the ones we want to get out early and ones that we're partnering with. So we expect we'll probably bring you another round of capital projects that you could consider.
Like paving and like top coating and stuff.
Potentially.
Okay, potentially, okay.
So we just want to get these ones out because, one of them is a culvert that we're partnering with Zora, the other one is a project that we're working on with the county, so because we don't necessarily control their procurement processes or their budget cycle, we just want to be a good partner and get our approvals in place so that when they pull the trigger on these projects, we're ready to go too. But just getting these before the council in the context of the state of our current treasury has been a huge challenge. So I'm happy that Ken and I have, mostly Ken, have been able to get this together and get it in front of you, but I'm expecting that there might be just a handful of other capital projects that you can consider probably in February.
So to my understanding, this capital draft is just part of the report. The only things that we are really talking about are the recommendations that are going ahead before that.
That's right.
Yes. And if I may, if you wanted to provide some input on some other stuff you'd like to see, you know, now would be a great time. And we can look at incorporating anything else you were looking for.
Yeah, through the chair, there's the back sheet there that's got some other capital projects, if you wanna have a look at them. And if there's any that you think are particularly worthy of consideration, then let us know, we can prep them in advance.
Councilor Bevan?
I think, the Downey Optimism Club will be submitting a request for a sign too. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yeah, we have,
Okay.
From Downey?
Yeah.
oh, no, not Downey, no, we haven't,
Yeah, Downey Optimism, I think will be,
just Kirkton we have.
yeah, no, Downey will be also.
Okay.
Any further questions? So I will just read the recommendation that the council receives the 2025 capital budget report and that the council approves the following 2025 capital projects so they can proceed to tender prior to the adoption of the 2025 budget. The replacement of culvert 108 on Perth Oxford Road, repairs to culvert 61 on Road 140, line 29 cold in place recycling and surface asphalt, including Road 125 intersection, and line 4 surface asphalt. Moved by Councillor Bell, second by Councillor Corby. All those in favor? Carried. And thank you for Councillor Vanessa for stepping away from the table. All right, we are at 8.2, have the clerk. Is that?
Thank you, Mayor Orr. Sorry, my first report is my update. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of planning. I've been helping a little bit with some of the job vacancies, the interviews. Fred will probably give you more of an update on that. Payroll, of course, we had our CPAC meeting, the last CPAC meeting of the year. Then the council vacancy work has taken up a lot of time, and just having the treasurer's position vacant, and then helping Becky with a lot of the issues, trying to get things cleaned up. She's been doing a great job, so it's just been a busy time. So if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Councillor Bell?
I know we had some technical issues on this last meeting, but I want to thank you for getting our meeting on YouTube. Thank you very much for that, and it will get some more viewers and it'll be great. So thank you.
So we're streaming on YouTube again tonight. We've been.
Amazing.
We hope so.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
You're welcome. It was a team effort for sure.
Councillor Vanessa?
Could you put some notice on the Facebook page?
I did that
Oh,
this
it's on?
afternoon.
Oh,
Yes.
great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Any other questions for Lizette? All right, I have a recommendation that the clerk's update report be received for information. Moved by Councillor Martin, second by Councillor Vanessa. All those in favor? Carried. Now we are at a report for the council vacancy. Who would like to take that?
Oh, that's me again. Okay. So, as you are aware, at our last council meeting, the council declared the mayor's seat as vacant and then appointed Deputy Mayor Orr as the new mayor of this council. In turn, that created another council vacancy, and it was deferred to be discussed and declared at this meeting. So this report sets out the process of what needs to be done. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions regarding the vacancy?
And I guess, so my second report is with regards to the deputy mayor position. So they kind of are in tandem. So I can speak to that more when we've done this piece. Basically, once council, officially declares the council seat vacant, then the policy that I have brought forward and council approved will kick in, and I'll start the call for nominations. And then the fun will begin. So if anyone has any more questions about the process, I'd be happy to answer it.
Any questions for Lizette? Seeing none, I have a recommendation that the council receives the report titled council vacancy for information, and that council, in accordance with section 262-1 of the Municipal Act, declare the councillor deputy mayor seat vacant, and that as per filling a council vacancy policy, council direct the clerk to issue a call for nominations to the community to fill the vacancy resulting from the appointment of a council member as mayor. That applications for the vacant council seat be received up to January 24th, 2025, with applicants presented for council's consideration at its meeting February 4th, 2025, and that council appoint its preferred candidate at the council meeting of February 18th, 2025. Mover and a seconder, but I have a question, so looking to move it. Councillor Vanessa, second by Councillor Wilhelm. My question is, we will do the consideration and the voting at the February 4th meeting, but we will announce the person at the February 18th. I just want to make sure that all our council members are here for February 8th.
So actually at the February 4th, the candidate will be, because the voting is taking place, it's all, public voting.
Yeah.
The candidate will be announced, but they won't be sworn in until the February 18th.
So I'm just clarifying that.
Yeah.
Our hope is that everybody is present, not by Zoom on February 4th. All right. Okay, so I have it on the floor. All those in favor? Carried. And I'm on to the report for the appointment of the deputy mayor. Did you want to speak more to that, or?
So as indicated, council has a couple of options. You can wait, to have the vacant seat filled before you appoint a deputy mayor. The council is the body that appoints that position. Or if council wishes to, appoint someone like right away, that is also the process. So, I've sort of outlined what happens when we have our inaugural meeting of council. People who are interested in, that position would put their names forward. So if council, wishes to go ahead, you can decide tonight and people can put their names forward and we can have a voting process, or if you would prefer to wait until we have full council and decide at that point. I've just sort of outlined your options as to how you'd like to proceed. So currently we have Councillor Wilhelm, who is our alternate, so we do have a seat at county council. The one piece that I'm not sure if I clarify, but if, so Councillor Wilhelm is the alternate. If someone else decides to put their name forward and council accepts their nomination to be deputy mayor and votes them in, and it's a different person, then they will be sitting at county council. Bob still would be the alternate, sorry, Councillor Wilhelm would still be the alternate. However, he would only be able to attend county council meetings in the case of a prolonged absence of the mayor or deputy mayor. So for single absences like vacation or something, it's the procedure does not allow for the alternate to sit at county council. So when Mayor Aitchison was on a leave of absence, that's why we needed an alternate. There's that.
And Councillor Wilhelm, just verifying you're still willing to serve on county council?
Yes.
So do you need a recommendation Or do I have to open it on the floor if anybody's willing to put their name? I think we could deal with it today if that's the wish of council. Do you?
Yeah, it's up to council. If you wish to appoint someone today, you can open the floor and for people to put their names forward for their interest, and then we can go from there.
So do you want me to read this recommendation first and then open the floor? Or? Okay, so recommendation that the council receives the report regarding the appointment of the deputy mayor. And that if council decides to proceed immediately with filling the deputy mayor position, a resolution be passed accordingly, appointing the deputy mayor of the Perth South Council for the remainder of the 2022 to 2026 term. Moved by Councillor Martin, second by Councillor Corview. All those in favor? Carried. And so I'm opening the floor for anyone who would like to serve as the deputy mayor. Councillor Wilhelm,
Yes, I would continue serving on county council.
anybody else? Someday this could all be you, but. I do really appreciate all of you coming back to county council and helping us out there. And as the minister said on Sunday night, this was something none of us saw happening. So I'm grateful that this council is dealing with it as is. So as I have an appointment of Councillor Robert Wilhelm on the floor as the deputy mayor, do we need to vote? Yes, please.
So I need a mover and seconder to
Okay,
appoint.
moved by Councillor Bell, second by Councillor Vanessa. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you, Councillor Bowman.
Thank you.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
Again?
Been a couple
Have
days.
you ever been?
Yeah, it was.
Have you been deputy mayor?
Yeah, when Ron Kay was mayor.
Oh, okay.
Reed at the time when we go back then.
All right, we are moving to the council remuneration for November 24th. Recommendation that the report regarding the council payroll November 2024 dated December 17th, 2024, including total payroll of $5,280.39 be approved. Moved by Councillor Deputy Mayor Wilhelm. Councillor Bell. All those in favor? Carried. All right, we are at 8.3, CIO Deputy Clerk Fred Tranquility. Okay.
Thank you, your worship. The accounts are on the floor. Happy to answer any questions.
So, Councillor Bell, did I put the accounts on the floor? No, okay. So our recommendation that the accounts payable listing dated December 11th, 2024 for the period of November 28th to December 11th, 2024 in the amount of $1,562,254.82 be approved. Moved by Councillor Vanessa, second by Councillor Bell. You have a question, Councillor? Yeah.
So the KW pool looks like they put a, I don't know, it's from a door company, access pool, for about 14,000.
Yeah, through the chair. So those are the partitions that have been installed between the change spaces in the pool house, and those partitions are covered by a grant. So while they're appearing in the accounts, we will invoice that to Mosh and get the money from their account because they got an AOA grant.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? I had one, just minor one, the Toro lawn cutting at the Kirkton Woodland Community Center. I'm just assuming that's for snow removal. Can't imagine where we're mowing lawn.
That could
Through the mayor,
be a long one.
I'm gonna guess that's a cleanup of the summer.
November.
I know that those are not the people that do the snow removal.
Okay, okay. Just catch up, I guess. Then, for
Yeah.
Something. All right, so all those in favor? Carried. And we are now at the report from the CEO update.
You have, for the council, your worship, my activity report, for the last month. Obviously lots of, action in the HR portfolio. I can tell you that, we hired, a woman named Cassie Zare to be the recreation manager. She's a recreation and leadership grad from Waterloo. She's been the rec manager at Hidden Acres Camp for the last couple of years on a contract. She's very capable. She's nationally certified lifeguard. And has both started programs and evaluated them and hired and onboarded camp staff and developed camps and camp programs. So I think she's going to be like a real asset to us. We start January 6th.
Great.
And then the balance of my reports there. Happy to answer any questions.
We're going to talk about library services right after this.
Yeah.
Okay. Councillor Vanessa.
Are we doing any interviews for treasurer at all?
We have an interview this Friday. We have done a handful of interviews so far. We have not yet made an offer.
Any further questions for Fred? If not, I have a recommendation that the CIO report update report be received for information, moved by Councillor Corview, second by Councillor Bell, all those in favor. Aye. And we are at library service agreements.
Library service agreement, worth waiting for, I think. Your worship, this is the report that accompanies the two library service agreements that we're recommending we proceed to execute with Stratford and St. Mary's. These agreements are 5 years, a 5-year term with both libraries. They provide the same level of service that Perth residents enjoyed up to the end of the first quarter of this year. They provide the township with some certainty in terms of remedies in the event that those are withdrawn. There is an opportunity to address any disagreements and interpretation. There's a fixed price each year that increases by 2.5% over the course of the term. So I think all in all, the exercise, in my estimation, was successful for South. We have saved about $25,000 relative to the budget asks that were received by the council earlier this year. So overall, I think drilling down on these services on behalf of the residents was a worthwhile effort, although there was obviously some disruption in service for ratepayers and library users. This will assure access to library services for Perth residents for 5 years, and it gives the council some certainty into expenditures, how much it will increase, and the scope of services. So the recommendation is that the clerk and the mayor be directed to proceed to execute these agreements. And while I know the start date is January 1st, I understand that Stratford at least is already issuing library cards for residents.
Any questions, Councillor Cormier?
Like, what I like about the agreement, we have some language now where before we never had any, and we're good for 5 years, so. It's important that we realize that we have a contract now.
And it should be clarified, we don't have anybody on the boards.
Yeah.
So there's no time from this council to serve on a board. Any other questions regarding the library services? We've got a lot of great feedback. I've had people reach out, and the press has been good to us as well, and I'm very grateful that you took care of this, Fred, and it's over. So we move on.
Thank you.
Recommendation that the council receive the information of this report, and that the council also authorizes the clerk and the mayor to execute the library service agreements with St. Mary's Public Library and Stratford Public Library, and that in an event of the 2025 budget has not been approved before January 1st, 2025, that the acting treasurer is authorized to make payments to library services in accordance with the payment schedule commencing January 1st, 2025, and that the cost of the library service for Perth South residents in the amount of $111,491 be accommodated in the 2025 budget. Moved by Councilor Corby, second by Councilor Wilhelm. All those in favor? Carried.
Those are my reports, Your Worship.
All right. Correspondence, I see none. Council reports. Who would like to start? Councilor Corby?
I think we missed one, Sue. I think there's council enumeration.
Yeah, we did
Or
it.
did we do that real quick?
You must have fallen asleep.
I mean, sorry. I don't have anything, everything's good.
All right, Councilor Val? Councilor Wilhelm?
All's quiet.
Councilor Vanessa?
Quiet here also.
Councilor Martin?
Nothing to report.
Wow.
I have a few things. I just want to say congrats to the Avonbank Community Church for their service. They had a celebrating 25 years on Sunday night. It was a fantastic turnout. It's such a lovely service. You guys can all go. I know that Jamie's mom does a big part of it, but really it's nice to be with the people, and it's worth the effort to go to that church. So congratulations to them. I have some, and I should have maybe got said before, I sent an email out regarding Road 149, just about safety concerns, if we should block that off before. This is the area where the two rivers meet. And there tends to be a lot of parties happening. I went on a gravel run with one of our residents who just wanted to show me it. He said, I can't understand why you're not cutting it off earlier. And I said, I don't know, I'm gonna go back and ask the question. So, I don't know if we can look at that moving forward.
Yeah, it can be looked at. We do have a lot of sign,
Yes.
issues down in that area. Tends to be places where some of our signs disappear or get burnt and stuff. So we do have a little extra maintenance in that area, and some of the other area, the roads right in that kind of quieter area. I know, like in my mind, we maintain that and plow it, and there's school buses that go down there. And or there was anyway, so I know there's a turnaround at the end. As a spot for the school bus to turn around, whether they always go down there or not, I don't know, but that's one of the reasons why it's kind of maintained around to the end. At the other side of the river, council did decide to close that at one point. So it's council's prerogative if they want to close more sections on the a bit of an area on the other side. It just impacts some of the residents. Residential properties in there.
Your Worship, we'd be happy to bring a report for council to consider some options, at the meeting in January, this meeting in February.
I gather there's some, it's the partying that is,
Yeah.
I guess, starting to become a problem.
That's good notice to the community.
The only other thing that county is going to be an interesting one. There's a lot of homework this week, but I attended the first ag committee meeting for county council. And this is where we are going to review the tree bylaw. And it was a really good meeting with a lot of very different opinions around the table, but we've been instructed as a committee to send our questions in to the chair, which is Dean Trankowski. And then from there, we're going to come up with a survey where we will have everybody able to answer the questions and submit their questions. And I definitely think this isn't going to be, it's not going to be over right away, but I think that it's a valuable point that we need to have an open discussion in the county regarding our tree bylaw. So if you have any comments or concerns, you're welcome to send them to me, but you will also be, when the survey is open, you can send them directly to. And that's it for me.
Good.
Yes.
Can I just make a comment on the road closures? So years ago, when we moved into the farm where we were on, the end of line 11, there was extreme amount of partying and carrying on, and so I phoned up Mary McIntosh and I said I didn't buy a farm on a dead end road to put up with this because it was really bad. And so they put up gates on the end of line 11 on 133 and then across the river. But that ended it right away. So their gates that open because farmers have to get to their fields, but I do think it's something that it deters them from going down there, but Fred wouldn't be familiar with it, but they put in two big steel gates that open and close, and it ended it right away because the 4-wheel-drive trucks and all the kids couldn't get down there, so it's something that Ken will be familiar with it, because he probably was a beer and put them in, maybe, so I think it's a good idea, but you can look at it, see what you think. But it ended it right away, so.
Okay, so I have the report for the mayor's update for November 2024, that the report regarding the mayor's monthly activity for the month of November 2024, dated December 17th, 2024, be received for information. Moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Wilhelm, all those in favor, carried. And here are the bylaws. 54, 2024 being a bylaw to amend the concept of this first South zoning bylaw for the property located at 3590 Perth Road 113 be given a first, second, and third reading and be properly signed and sealed. Moved by Councillor Corview, second by Councillor Wilhelm. All those in favor, carried. The second one is the recommendation that the bylaw 55/2024 being a bylaw to execute an agreement for the library services with the Stratford Public Library Board be given a first, second, and third readings and be properly signed and sealed. Moved by Councillor Martin, second by Councillor Wilhelm. All those in favor, carried. And the recommendation that the bylaw 56/2024 being a bylaw to execute an agreement for library services with the St. Mary's Public Library Board be given a first, second, and third readings and be properly signed and sealed. Moved by Councillor Corview, second by Councillor Wilhelm. All those in favor, carried. Any other announcements? Notices of motion? No other business, public question period. I have a confirmatory bylaw recommendation that the bylaw 57/2024 being a bylaw to adopt, confirm, and ratify matters dealt with by resolution of the Township of Perth South be given first, second, and third readings and be properly signed and sealed. Moved by Councillor Vanessa, second by vote. Moved by Deputy Mayor Wilhelm. Second by. Yeah, he's right. Seconded by somebody over here, Councillor Bell. Thank you. All those in favor, carried. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great Christmas season and we'll see you. And we have to do the meeting. The meeting does adjourn by 7:23, moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Deputy Mayor Wilhelm. All those in favor, carried. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.